do want to mention we did the video at the grant workshop back in the summer, so the Union Festival had not happened at that point. So Corey was really talking about it kind of in the future tense, but it happened in September and went very well. So just wanted to mention, and hopefully next year you'll be able to come to that festival again. So now it's time for our five finalists, and this is always fun and interesting. We have 3 panelists. I always make sure everybody knows that I don't select who receives the grants. That way I don't get things thrown at me. It's really good. But we have Ingo Angemeyer, raise your hand, Ingo. We have Phil, of course, who you already met. And then Terrence Roberts is in the way back there. So he's had back there. But they are our 3 judges. We also, and the 5 finalists know this, they have 4 minutes. 4 slides, 4 minutes, and we have Allison Drew with Flourish, who is sitting up here in the front. She has the sign. So at the 1 minute mark, she will put up the 1 minute sign, and then she has a stop. And stop means stop. So we go through this. A couple of our presenters have done this before, so I know they're experts and will do great on this, but for everybody else, just know that that's kind of the way this works. So our first of the 5 finalists is a common thread, textile past and present from the Arts Center of Greenwood. And Ann Craig will be up presenting for the Arts Center. They have received this grant twice, so they're old hats at this. They always bring props, so I am not surprised that Ann's got props. So Ann, come on over.
Hello, I'm Ann Craig with the Arts Center of Greenwood. The Arts Center and the museum will present an exhibit and events in the fall of 2020 to honor our textile history and to educate and entertain visitors and residents. The themed event, A Common Thread, Textiles Past and Present, will be a review of the institution of textile mills, village life, and also more current trends in the commercial and artistic realm of textiles. Our partners include Discover Greenwood, represented by Kelly McWhorter today. The museum will be a partner, and Greenwood Mills. Lisa McMillan is with us today. The museum will present a 3-month exhibit on the history of textile mills and village life in our community. At the same time, we want to focus on current products of successful textile mills in our area. Represented here today, Lisa is holding a flag made from material produced by the mill. Lisa is also holding a uniform made with locally produced material. These will be on display during the exhibit. Kelly, our model, is wearing denim produced by a subsidiary of the mill, as well as a woven textile produced by a local artisan. The Arts Center will have a fascinating exhibit highlighting the pioneering work of contemporary artists and artisans who are redefining textiles with creative vision. To enhance the educational value of the exhibit, we will have artist talks. Laura is holding a contemporary textile piece that was woven on a loom that the artist created herself. Laura Hudson with Uptown Greenwood, thank you. There will be a joint reception for both exhibits. But most importantly, the community at large will be involved in many ways. We will have summer camps for youth with weaving as a theme. We will have outreach camps in community centers with a focus on weaving. We will have field trips for youth to both the Arts Center and the museum. There will be fall afternoon classes with a weaving theme. There will be an important family fun day, which will be an open house at both locations featuring demonstrations by weavers and spinners, make and take activities, and a community collaborative weaving project that will be created and on display in our courtyard. Finally, current and former mill workers will be invited to all events, but there will be a special date for a focus on them and to hear their stories. The Historical Society wants to be involved and to offer tours of Mill Village homes. We have put together the partners and the pieces. We ask for your grant to stitch it all together.
Wonderful. Our next finalist is another community that has won this, or received this grant twice, Main Street Lawrence, with their Piedmont Blues and Roots Music Festival.
Well, good morning. I'm Jonathan Irick. I'm the Executive Director of Main Street Lawrence, and this is Hunter Holmes, who's with me today. He's one of our local music historians in Lawrence, and we want to thank TATT, Dean, for all of your work, and Phil for all of your dedication to promoting the vibrancy and improving that around the Upstate. So, as Hunter starts to play, before rock and roll and before the folk music revival, even before boogie woogie, there was something called the Piedmont Blues. This genre of music that Hunter has played is characterized by a unique finger-picking method and was brought to prominence by the Reverend Gary Davis and Pete Anderson, both of Lawrence. They were born there in the late 1800s to early 1900s. Gary Davis's music has influenced countless musicians, including Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, and the Grateful Dead. Similarly, Pete Anderson's music has influenced Johnny Cash, countless others, and a band you may have heard of, Pink Floyd. Ever wonder where the Pink and Pink Floyd came from? It came from Pete Anderson. Because of these two gentlemen's influence, Lawrence can be known as the birthplace of the Piedmont Blues. Today we have visitors coming to Lawrence to see these legends and to learn more about them, but unfortunately we have nothing to show them when they get there. We send them to Hunter at his family-run business, Holmes Photography, and the Square Root store. But we want to make a difference with the festival. And so the Piedmont Blues and Music Roots Festival, will have a tremendous impact on Lawrence and provide us an opportunity to attract visitors from other states around the world, including Great Britain, Australia, Japan, and other places. We will attract visitors from far and wide with different backgrounds, all united by one thing, music. So why another festival? This will be different from your local traditional small town festivals. We're going to focus on Gary Davis and Pete Anderson, the Piedmont Blues, and we want to raise awareness of just how deep their roots are in music history even today. We'll promote the impact local recording studios have through a vinyl swap. Likewise, we'll be invigorating the community with live music, arts, and entertainment, but most importantly, smiles. And don't tell anybody, but they're actually going to learn some stuff too while you're here. The Piedmont Blues and Roots Music Festival will incorporate guitar lessons, fine arts including handmade furniture, pottery, and the like, along with food trucks and other ideas. We even have a long-term vision of the event being incorporated into local schools through artists in residence leading up to the event each year. Finally, we want the Piedmont Blues and Music Roots Festival to kick off a public art initiative in the city of Lawrence. We will focus on a bronze statue similar to this one, which is a Dizzy Gillespie and Sherrod, of Gary Davis and Pete Anderson. The proceeds from the event will go, of course, to help planning the future event, but also advancing this public art initiative. So again, we appreciate the opportunity that we have to present our ideas today, and hope that you will join us for the Piedmont Blues and Roots Music Festival on May 9th, 2020 in Lawrence.
Finalist is Trains on Main Street, Clinton.
Hey, I'm going to need your help to start. When I wrote my speech earlier in the week, I was trying to think of how you say all aboard, right? I think I would do it. How do you say it? All aboard. All right, so on three, I want to hear it again. Okay? 1, 2, 3. All aboard! Passengers are now loading. Trains on Main. Don't miss out on this excellent adventure. In order to tell you about our proposed grant, I've got to first tell you about the history of trains in Cleveland. Our town began because of trains. It was originally called Five Points. There was a train junction that ran from Greenwood to Columbia, one from Spartanburg to Augusta, and then eventually we tied Greenwood for the Northwest. Trains soon, prior to the Civil War, brought in opportunities for farming. There were opportunities for land speculation, and the population of Clinton grew. Along with this came passenger trains. And eventually, they did shut down during the Civil War and most of Reconstruction, but eventually, after Reconstruction, we saw passenger trains really boom. And Clinton began the train story that we still know today. William Plummer Jacobs founded both Thornhill and Presbyterian College in Clinton. And this is how he described the trains. He said, morning hours are now much disturbed by the shrill whistle of the locomotive. About 6:30 a.m., there are usually 3 trains coming and going. And beside that, the usual bustle of working trains on the Greenwood, Columbia, and Newberry. 8 trains now arrive in the Clark and Clinton daily. Today, we still see this nuisance. But we embrace it because William Plummer Jacobs told us, even though it's a nuisance, we should not kill the goose that lays the golden egg. So in Clinton, we've embraced the train. We embraced it in the early 1900s as a passenger. The passenger trains came through, and there were more than 14 a day. We built a depot. We called it Union Station. And I did learn that Union Station, you call it Union Station if there's more than one train line. And we had multiple train lines in town. The passenger trains eventually fizzled out in 1969 because of the interstate highway, and passenger trains were not needed as much. But we still embrace the trains. And the freight trains, I promise you, still come through town. There are more than 30 a day. We know what graffiti looks like. We know what it's like to sit in church and hear train whistles while the preacher's preaching. We know what it's like to hear on the school intercoms, please let the students in late today. They got stuck by a train. Okay? This is our life. So I just want to let you know, Trains on Main, that you're getting ready to hear about, is our way of carrying out William Plummer Jacobs' proverb, don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg.
After years of being annoyed by the trains coming through Clinton, we have decided to embrace them. Many of our official ceremonies, including Veterans Day and our annual tree lighting, take place at the depot right by the railroad tracks. Our flagship event, Rhythm on the Rails, rolls around the track each May with music, dancing, and barbecue right there at the railroad crossing in the middle of town. Our bronze train ticket historical walk starts at the depot and leads visitors around town, following clues to the next historical building marked by our 15 bronze train tickets. And an accompanying map allows people to hear folklore by local artists.
Our next finalist is Rhythm on the River, Powdersville Business District.
My name is Gordon Brush. I'm with the Powdersville Business Council, and I'm also with Powdersville Water. My props are some of the people that support this. Powdersville Water is the businesses in the area, and we have gained a lot of support for this. If you've been in the Upstate 40 years, over 40 years like I have, you probably tend to think of Powdersville as a small crossroads community you pass through on the way to somewhere else. Sleepy, rural, cows. Boy, has that changed. Over the past 10 years, this sleepy crossroads has seen explosive growth. As the finance director of Powdersville Water, I can back that up with hard data. Since 2009, over 2,000 homes and businesses have been added to the water system. In fact, the latest census data shows that Powdersville is averaging about 3 to 4% growth each year with no end in sight. As you can see from this slide, many businesses are now making their home in Powdersville. What are some of the reasons for this growth? I think you all know, it's the jobs, the proximity of this community, Powdersville, to all the jobs in Anderson, jobs in Greenwood, jobs in Greer, jobs in Spartanburg. And so we have a growing community. But as more and more families move into the community, it has become evident that something is missing. In Powdersville, we have an identity crisis. Since we are not an incorporated area, it begs the question, are we Northern Anderson? Are we Southern Greenwood? Are we Eastern Easley? Or even Western Piedmont? We're sort of wondering who we are. And at Powdersville Business Council, we are doing our best to try to make this a place, a sense of place there in Powdersville. In fact, we sponsored this sign, the Welcome to Powdersville, and if you see the Anderson County welcome sign, we did that one too. We at Powdersville Business Council believe that the missing element is a sense of place, a feeling that Powdersville is one community, one family of people who share the geographical home. The goal of Powdersville Business Council is to make a significant contribution to meeting the need of the proposed community day. We're calling that day Rhythm on the River. This event will showcase one of, we think, is an awesome geographical asset, which is Dolly Cooper Park on the Saluda River. How many have ever heard of Dolly Cooper Park? Maybe 10%. So that's one of the things that we want to emphasize. The obvious message from the event's name is that it will feature music and fun for the family. But the name Rhythm on the River will also remind folks of the rhythm of life. This rhythm involves working and sleeping, obviously, but it also involves sharing life and community with the friends and neighbors around you. Rhythm on the River will be led by the Powdersville Business Council, but it will truly be a community effort. We have the backing and support of government entities like Anderson County and Powdersville Water. We are also receiving critical volunteer support from the YMCA and Keep Anderson County Beautiful. And last but not least, we have all the businesses that are part of Powdersville Business Council. We are committed to making this an annual event. Even though it's the inaugural event, we're committed to making an annual event that will bring a sense of place to Powdersville. We believe this event fits perfectly in the goals and objectives of the Hughes Elevate Upstate grant, and we want very much to add your name to our list.
Our last of the five, the Peg Leg Bates Dance Showcase from the city of Fountain.
Good morning. My name is Ellen Lane, and I'm a special event coordinator for Fountain Inn. Thank you for this opportunity. We are very excited about it and the chance to put on the Peg Leg Bates Dance Showcase. Fountain Inn would like the opportunity to host a festival honoring one of our hometown heroes, Peg Leg Bates. He was born in 1907 and loved dancing. At the age of 12, he lost his leg in a cotton gin accident. His uncle made him a new one so he could continue with his dream of becoming a famous dancer. That dream came true. He became a professional dancer despite his humble beginnings and artificial leg. He danced for everyone from Ed Sullivan to the Queen of England before retiring in 1989. Whoops. The festival would be a showcase, not a competition, open to all dance groups and step teams. However, the purpose is to create a premier dance event for groups ensure our ability to continue the tradition with this dance showcase. Fountain Inn is fast becoming known for its events. Last year, our festivals brought over 30,000 people to our downtown area. One of our signature events is the Mac Arnold Blues, Cornbread, and Collard Greens Festival. This will be our third year hosting. Last year, over 3,000 people attended this 3-day event. We would love to add this dance showcase to Saturday's lineup. It would run from 12 to 4 on Saturday, April 27th at the Fountain Inn Activity Center. We would also sprinkle a few dance performances into the music Thursday and Friday nights to help build anticipation. A dance show like this would add another great component to an already successful event. The City of Fountain Inn would love to celebrate the future of bright and talented young people in our area. Receiving this grant would help put some of these performers on the stage for the first time, and who knows what that may spark inside them. We all come from different backgrounds and ethnicities and face adversity on some level. Peg Leg is a perfect example of where hard work can get you. So follow his example. Dream big and work hard no matter who you are or where you're from. Thank you.
So, how many people learned something about Upstate history this morning that they did not know? Just about everybody in the room, right? Unbelievable. I mean, these stories are tremendous about our region here in such a special place, and it's so exciting, you know, to have the vibrancy and be able to tie that history to the sense of place and vibrancy in your community. Phil, you want to come up real quick and we'll talk about, you know, given the announcements here during lunch?
Typically, this is the time that we will, Ingo and Terrence and I will get together and review our notes. I want to thank everybody that may or may not be here, all of our 25 or so applicants this year. We, if you may not know, we go over all of them in a longer meeting well before this time to select the 5 finalists. And we're very pleased to have such quality, outstanding finalists, and thank each of you very much. And at lunch, we'll be announcing the winners. Thank you.